Hello, and welcome to this demonstration of the new features available in Outlook 2010 designed to help you clean up your inbox, conversation cleanup, and folder cleanup. These features work by removing messages that are considered to be redundant in a particular conversation. Let's take a look at a conversation in Outlook to see what that means. As you can see, each successive message in this conversation contains its own message and also all of the previous messages in the conversation saved underneath. In other words, the last message in the conversation contains the entire text of the conversation, and this means that the first three messages could be considered redundant, since the text is already stored in the most recent message. The conversation cleanup feature saves you disk space and reduces the number of messages in your inbox by deleting these redundant messages. Let's take a look at the process in action on this conversation. I'll right-click on the subject in the message list, and then click Clean Up Conversation. Now I've received a prompt warning me that the redundant messages are going to be moved to the Deleted Items folder. That's what I want, so I'll go ahead and click Clean Up. And now you can see that the first three messages in the conversation have been deleted, and that only the most recent message, which contains the whole history of the conversation, remember, remains. If you've got a lot of conversations to clean up, you can use the Folder Cleanup feature to carry out the same procedure on every conversation in a folder at once. I'll right-click on the folder in the folder list, and then click Clean Up Folder. As before, I get a warning prompt, and when I confirm, all of the conversations in the folder are cleaned up. You can perform a folder cleanup on a single folder, or even on a folder and all of its subfolders by accessing the Clean Up Folder menu on the Folder tab in the ribbon. In my inbox, notice that one of the conversations that I cleaned up still has an arrow next to it indicating that there are multiple messages in the conversation. The Clean Up features don't just blindly delete all of the messages in the conversation except for the last one. If the conversation branched midway into different directions like this one did, it will save the messages at the end of each branch in order to retain the whole conversation. Additionally, by default, Cleanup doesn't delete messages that contain attachments, flags, or categories. You can control the criteria that the cleanup feature uses to decide which messages to delete and which to keep. I'll click File, then Options, and then I can choose the options that I want in the Conversation Cleanup section on the Mail tab. For example, I can choose to retain all unread messages even if they're redundant. I can even tell the Conversation Cleanup feature to send redundant messages to another folder rather than deleting them. As you can see, the cleanup features in Outlook 2010 make it quick and easy to keep your mail folders tidy and organized without the risk of accidentally deleting important information. Have fun!